The night everything broke was a Tuesday, at exactly 2:14 a.m., in the basement of our home in Winnetka, Illinois. I wasn't looking for a confession. I was looking for a misplaced tax document in a box of old college books. But then I saw it, a small leather-bound journal tucked behind a row of encyclopedias. I thought it was a gift I'd forgotten to give her. What I found inside was a blueprint of my own destruction, written in my wife's elegant cursive hand. Every date, every hotel room, every lie she had ever told me. Meticulously catalogued with a coldness that made my blood turn to ice. Have you ever felt the person you love most in the world become a complete stranger in the span of a single sentence? I read her diary by accident, and in that moment I wished I had never learned to read at all. Because once you see the truth, you can never unsee it, and you can never go back to being the man you were before. If you genuinely enjoy our stories, please subscribe to the channel. Tell us where you're from and what time it is right now. It's always fascinating to know how far our story flows. For 10 years, I believed I was married to my soulmate, Sarah. We had the perfect life in the suburbs of Chicago. The house on Sheridan Road, the high-end SUV, summer trips to Miami. But lately, Sarah had become a ghost in our own home. She was physically there, but her eyes were always somewhere else, her phone glued to her palm like a lifeline. When she did speak to me, her voice was clipped, like I was a salesman bothering her during dinner. She told me she was stressed about the firm, that I was being suffocating when I asked why she was coming home at 9 p.m. smelling of expensive bourbon and a cologne I didn't own. That Tuesday night, after reading the first 20 pages, I didn't scream. I didn't wake her up. I sat on the cold basement floor and felt my heart shatter into 10,000 jagged pieces. She was seeing Marcus, a senior partner at her firm, the smug guy who had shook my hand at the Christmas party. The diary described him in ways she hadn't described me in a decade. She called me boring, stable, and a necessary chore to maintain her social standing. The humiliation was a physical weight. I spent the next 3 days in a daze, watching her kiss me goodbye with the same lips that had whispered secrets to him. But the grief slowly curdled into a cold, hard rage. If I was just a chore to her, I decided, I would be the most difficult chore she had ever encountered. I didn't confront her. Instead, I became a ghost myself. I hired a private investigator who followed her from their office in the Loop to a boutique hotel on Michigan Avenue. I gathered the photos, the hotel receipts she thought she'd hidden, and most importantly, bank statements. It turned out Sarah wasn't just cheating on me. She was funneling money from our joint savings into an offshore account. To start her new life with Marcus, I played the part of the doting husband for 2 months. It was the hardest acting job of my life. I'd cook her favorite meals while thinking about the legal traps I was setting. I moved our assets quietly, documented every cent she stole, and prepared a social bomb that would leave no survivors. The exposure happened at her firm's annual charity gala at the Drake Hotel. Everyone was there, the partners, the clients, the city's elite. I had arranged for a tribute video to be played during the keynote. Instead of photos of their successful year, the giant screens displayed a rolling montage of Sarah and Marcus entering hotel rooms, interspersed with scanned pages of her diary where she mocked the very partners she was smiling at. The silence in that ballroom was the loudest thing I've ever heard. Sarah turned white, her glass of champagne shattering on the marble floor. Marcus tried to run, but his wife, whom I had also clued in, was already waiting by the door with a process server. The legal battle was short. With the evidence of her financial fraud in the diary, she lost everything. The house, the money, and her reputation. She moved into a cramped studio apartment in a part of the city she used to mock. A year later, I saw her from across a crowded diner on Clark Street. She looked old. The arrogance was gone, replaced by a permanent shadow of defeat. I didn't wave. I didn't even feel satisfied. I just felt cold. I still have that diary, but I don't read it anymore. The end.